Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Mary. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I love and appreciate your constant support and love. And if you are coming across my content for the very first time, you are so welcome to this family. We would love to have you here. I hope you do stay, do subscribe and like this video and watch my other videos. So as you can already tell from the title of the video, today we are going to be talking about healing, like the healing journey, the importance of healing. Why is it important to heal? How we can heal? And let us just talk. And this is also another way of you guys getting to know a little bit more about me. When we embark on a healing journey, it's not that we are going to stop feeling the pain or the hurt that we experienced in the past, but then it's when you finally identify that you have a problem and you want to manage it. So our healing journey is just simply us deciding that we have had enough of being stuck and and it's time for us to heal, move on and grow. I don't know what demons you are battling with. I don't know what you need to heal from. But then one thing I know for sure is that each and every one of us, we have some sort of past trauma that we need to deal with. We've been through things, and I'm certain if you are at a certain age, there is definitely some sort of disappointment that you've encountered, like we have gone. Just a quick disclaimer, me embarking on my YouTube journey, it is also part of a healing process for me. I embarked on I joined YouTube because I felt like I owed it to myself to actually find myself, discover my passions, really learn what my interests are, because I spent most of my life denying my passions, not pursuing my dreams because I didn't believe in myself and I didn't think that I could do it. So it got to a point whereby I was fed up of being this insecure person who didn't know her worth. So I decided that I'm going to do it. I'm going to join the YouTube family and I'm going to do this for me. So the trick about healing is that you're not healing for anyone else but yourself. You need to heal for yourself before you can heal for other people. Once you start prioritizing yourself, then everyone else who's around you is going to benefit from your healing, because when we do not heal, when we do not confront our demons, then it affects everyone who's around us. This is why we end up finding people being called toxic. We find people being accused of having anger issues, those kind of things. Like those things happen because we are not willing to confront our demons. We're not willing to confront whatever pain we have experienced in our lives. We're not ready to heal. We're not ready to let go of the pain. And sometimes you find that I've learned that some people stay in their hurt and pain because you are just scared. You do not know how to confront it, because sometimes healing means that you have to actually confront the people that hurt you. Growing up, I was someone who was not very vocal. I was someone who was very reserved and shy because I did not know my voice. I had not discovered my voice yet, and I didn't think I had anything valuable to add on. I didn't think that my opinion mattered because I grew up in an environment whereby I was put down a lot in terms of being bullied by relatives and people who are not just affirming me enough as a child growing up. It's very important to embrace your children. It's very important to reassure them, because we children come across a whole lot of bullying in and outside of the family. So when we do not in turn affirm and reassure our children that they're worthy, that they're beautiful, that they're smart, they end up taking whatever it is that they're receiving from the people outside, from the world, and they believe what the world says about them, that they lose themselves in those opinions, in those criticisms, in the bullying, whatever it is that you have been struggling with, you end up identifying as what you have been called. We become people who have a low self esteem simply because it's something that you were told. over and over again, and no one has ever cancelled those thoughts by showing you love, by showing you that they believe in you, which is why it's very important that we pay attention to our children. Like when you notice that your child is down with something, we need to reach out and find out what the problem is, because for me, I lost my confidence because I felt like I was not a pretty girl. Growing up, I never would have rocked this hairstyle. I never would have rocked my natural hair like this because I felt like like people can see my whole entire forehead, and I didn't think it was pretty. I hated how I looked, and that affected me in a whole lot of areas. I couldn't live up to my full potential because I did not know my worth, and I was constantly trying to hide behind this personality of being a shy and a reserved person, because I I use it as a defense mechanism, because if I'm quiet, if people can't approach me, then they can't say negative things about me, then I end up being someone who does not believe in themselves, someone who does not have confidence, someone with a very low self-esteem, and most of our childhood gets wasted, and we do not get to enjoy being in our own skin. We do not get to discover who we are. We do not even know what we like. We can't even stand up for our own interests because we are constantly feeling this shame of not living up to people's standards, because you have been put down so much, and no one has ever reassured you by showing you love, by embracing you and reassuring you that you are good enough as you are. So that was me. That is my struggle. Like that is one of the things that I had to notice, one thing that I had to actually confront and have a conversation with myself, that we have a problem here, and this is a problem that we need to address, because we cannot continue living life as someone who does not have confidence, someone who doesn't believe in themselves. And seeing that now I am a mother, I wouldn't want to raise a child that is not confident, a child that does not believe in themselves, because I know how expensive, how costly it is not to believe in yourself. So I am not just healing for me, but then I know that when I heal, it's going to now benefit everyone around me. The healing process does not mean that you are going to deny yourself that you have been hurt, but then I believe that you have to reach a point whereby you allow yourself to feel those feelings for the last time, and now you need to start addressing them so that we can now move from a point of feeling to a point of managing, um, managing those feelings, that you're no longer going to be controlled. Your behavior, the way you carry yourself, is no longer going to be influenced by those feelings. So now, the first step is to feel. Allow yourself to feel, because now we have acknowledged and identified the fact that we have a problem. It is a problem and it needs to be addressed. So we are going to feel for the last time. Feel the whole shebang. Feel the mess. Feel the hatred, the anger. We are going to feel everything. Your feelings are very valid. Second step of our healing process, we are going to decide that we are no longer going to be stuck in this toxic cycle. We're not going to be stuck in this repeated cycle of us being angry, of us not believing in ourselves, of us not knowing our worth, of us settling for less than what we are worth because we do not believe that we can actually reach our full potential. So we need to decide that this is the end, and now we're going to figure out a way of moving forward. Now, how do you move from feeling those feelings to now going to a place whereby we are managing, which is the third step, managing our feelings? So for me personally, what I decided to do is that I had to sit myself down and have a conversation with myself, and I had to confess that I was hurt. I had to admit that yes, it was painful. These are the things that happened to me. I experienced them and I did not like how it made me feel. And how I did that was through journaling and also prayer and meditation and working, constantly working on myself, because I believe that there is a better version of myself than the one I have been living in my whole life. So I decided that it's time for me to heal. So the third step of our healing journey is managing our feelings. So we have already identified that we have these feelings of anger that come from the hurt that we have experienced before. And the second step was we decided that enough is enough. We need to do something about all of this mess. We have tidying up. We are getting ourselves together. And now the third step is we need to manage it. Now, how do you manage it? The healing journey does not mean that you're no longer going to remember. We're not erasing those memories, but then now we are going to channel that anger, channel that disappointment. Now we're going to twist everything and use it to our own good. Because now you're going to make sure that you do everything in your power not to go back to your old version. So we manage it by constantly working on ourselves. I'm someone who is a Christian, so for me, that would mean constantly going back to God and asking Him to give me the wisdom and the courage and the strength to maintain this new version of myself, to refine me. I'm going to go back to God to constantly ask Him to be the one that heals me, the one that mends my heart, because we were made in His image, and when you dwell in God's word, that's where you're going to receive the good news of hope. Then you will know that you are beautiful as you are. You are more than enough, and you are qualified. And when God has called you in whatever area that God has called you in, God will not just call you and leave you there. God is going to call you. God is going to qualify you. God is going to equip you. God is going to give you everything that you need to sustain this new person that you are. But then we need to constantly go back to our source of strength, which is God, for Him to be the one who helps us maintain this new version of ourselves. So now that's what I am doing to manage this new version of myself. I love calling or describing my healing journey as giving my younger self a hug, because most of the trauma that I experienced, it happened when I was a little girl, and it affected how my whole adult life played out. So it's very important for me to constantly go back and do the work, because my younger self really, really deserves the hug. So, how do you know that you are finally healing? Like, what are the signs? How will you know that, okay, I'm on the right track, I'm finally healing? You will you will start by breaking old habits or old patterns. You will no longer do the things that you used to do. For me, one of the things that I have picked up on is that isolation is no longer of such importance for me. I'm not afraid of being outside anymore, because I don't necessarily need to protect myself as much as I did. I can use my words. If I feel like I'm not comfortable with the things that people are saying or doing around me, I can just tell you that I do not like it, stop it. So, for me, one of the old habits that has changed is isolation. So that is one of the signs that you can see that you are on the right track and you are healing. The second sign that you can see or identify that you are on the right track and you are healing is managing your emotions. We tend to be moody when we have not dealt with the pain that is inside, when we have not dealt with our childhood trauma. We tend to be moody people simply because you have this anger that's bottled up inside and you cannot fully express yourself. So we tend to give off wrong energy to the wrong people at the wrong time, because we cannot confront the actual people who have caused this pain. So another thing that you're going to see changing once you embark on your healing journey is that you can now channel your your emotions correctly. Now you know when to be happy, and you know that you deserve to be happy, and you can be happy. It's okay to be happy. You do not have to be a grumpy person all the time. You do not have to complain all the time. So you know when to be angry. You know when to be happy, and you know how long you can stay angry for, because sometimes we really do stretch how long we are angry about certain things, because you are now that anger triggers other things that happened in the past. Now you're just angry at everyone, and that is not. Third thing that you're going to see, and I've already touched on this one, is validating yourself. It's very, very important to show yourself love through validation. Like every time you feel like you are second guessing yourself, every time you feel like you feel the anxiety creeping in, just validate yourself. Just say words of affirmation. Reassure yourself that you are worthy. Reassure yourself that you can do it. Reassure yourself that you deserve to be wherever you are or wherever you're working towards being. Just validate yourself continuously. And the fourth sign that you're going to identify that you are finally on the right track and on the healing process is setting boundaries. Like we need to set strong boundaries. Like that person that was not bold enough to voice out their opinions, voice out their discomfort, we are going to completely move away from living like that, and we're going to set our boundaries. If you do not like a certain things, or you do not like people doing certain things around you, you are going to confidently and boldly communicate that and tell them that I can only go up to this far. We cannot cross this line. So we need to set very strong boundaries in order to protect ourselves. The fifth thing, this one is, I'm still working on this one myself. The fifth thing that you are going to see happening in your life as you're healing is that it's going to be easier to accept help from people. For me, trained myself to be I've trained myself that I can do without. Growing up, I've always believed that asking for help is something that I shouldn't do, because I felt like I was bothering the next person or the person that has to offer me the help. So I tried by all means not to bother people by asking for help, and I do not know how to accept help when it's offered. And last but not least, the sixth sign that you are right on track when it comes to your healing process is forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for the times that you were hard on yourself. Forgive yourself for not putting yourself first. Forgive yourself for putting yourself in certain circumstances that were not favorable to you. You need to forgive yourself for everything that you felt like you could have avoided, the pain that you caused yourself. Like, just forgive yourself for all of those things. And those are the 6 signs that you will see happening, or those things will be easier for you to practice once you are on your healing journey. Just be nice. People are going through a lot out there, and we need more kindness. So do look out for my next video. My next video will be about my fasting journey, and yeah, do look out for that video. If you made it to this part of the video, I just want to say thank you so much. I really love and appreciate the support. Remember to like the video, subscribe, share with your family, and I will catch you in my next video. It is all love from me to you.